So let's break it down,
Point
right? So Knicks go up 2-0 again, mind you, because in '93 they did the exact same thing. They were up 2-0 on the Bulls, right? Jordan, the previous year, is gonna win 4 straight games, right? Then in this third game, they come back to Chicago, and it is close. And really, Chicago goes up a lot to start the game, as you can see from the box scoring by quarter.
Yeah.
They were up almost double digits going into the second half. And then the Knicks, fourth quarter, 32-15.
Yeah.
So the Bulls collapse in this game, right?
Yep.
Comes down to the last possession where we're going to have...
got to collapse at that point because they were up almost 20.
That's what I'm saying. Like that, it was a pretty intense collapse.
And in the 90s, 20 is like 10 possessions.
Yeah.
They're not shooting threes, you know?
True. But here's Scottie in the game, hitting some shots here. Now Ewing loses the ball, but he's going to have 2 major stops or major plays from an offensive perspective at the end of this series or at the end of this game. I hope I can get the... Oh, here we go.
Is this the game when Scottie dunks on Ewing?
No. I think it's in that... I think we're in that series, though.
Oh, yeah. It definitely is in this
series. Is the series where that happens. But this is Ewing right here. Makes the layup, right? Now Scottie comes down. I think that's him. Look at this. Look at this fucking shot. Watch how terrible the shot is. Ready? Here's Scottie with the ball. A very 2021 shot creator 3. And he destroys the backboard.
Yeah.
With a bricklow of epic proportions.
Yeah, but it was at the end of the shot clock, right? I can't imagine that because look if he misses and then the possession stops. So it was definitely at the end of the shot clock.
So now Ewing comes back, hits a cute hook shot, right? Now Bulls take timeout, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Ernie was goody.
Youthful Ernie.
Yeah, look at you.
So now, when Scottie goes to the bench, basically Phil Jackson has a play that Tony Kukoc has scored, who's a rookie this year in the NBA. He had played previously, as we talked about in the Dream Team, when we discussed the Dream Team. He had played overseas previously. Mm-hmm. The Bulls were waiting for his contract to finish up overseas. This is his first year in Chicago. Kind of perfect timing when you consider they need the extra help. Yep. And did he win? He didn't win Sixth Man of the Year this first year, did he? I don't think so. He's going to go on to get Sixth Man of the Year for this Bulls team. Point being, Phil Jackson has a play that Kukoc has scored on before. Yeah. And it's a play that Jackson feels confident in, right? Mm-hmm. And so he says, all right, this is the play. We're gonna run it. Kukoc's gonna get it, take the shot, and we'll live on that. And Pippen is irate after hearing the play call, right? Just totally beside himself because this is the moment that he's built up in his mind for, I don't know, maybe his whole career, if you want to say that. Yeah. And so he looks at it like, this fucking guy is screwing me out of being the guy in the spotlight. I finally have my chance to get out of the fucking shadow and be the star. And now this fucking white guy who just showed up from Yugoslavia or wherever the fuck he's from now has to fucking take the shot, gets the game-winning shot, and the glory? This is bullshit. Yeah. That's basically how he takes it.
Yeah. So they were tied, right, with the shot call creation? They won by 2.
Yes.
So, okay.
Ewing tied it with that shot we saw before.
Yeah. So the what?
Ewing tied it with the hook shot we
Yeah.
saw earlier.
Gotcha. So, because you gotta also like I'm sure he's probably like we're down 2-0 in this series. Like let me make it make it so that we can have a chance in this series. Or he probably didn't believe in his teammate or anything. And clearly he thought that Phil Jackson was also racist at this point.
So this is the beauty of timing, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about something that just came out within the last week, right?
Yeah.
So that before I play what inevitably happens here, Scotty now decides after almost 30 years of sitting on it that he feels like Phil Jackson favored Tony Kukoc because Phil Jackson is a racist.
Like that was Scottie Pippen's team.
But
Scottie
Phil
Pippen
then
was
but
on pace to be an MVP that year, right?
yeah.
Okay. Well, why would you put him in a position not to be successful? Why wouldn't you put him in a position to succeed? Michael Jordan is not there. So who's next in line for you?
But have you talked to Phil about this? Because by saying a racial move, then you're calling Phil a racist.
I don't got a problem with that.
Do you think Phil was or is?
Oh, yeah. I mean, do you remember Phil Jackson left the Lakers, wrote a book on Kobe Bryant, and then came back and coached him? I mean, who would do that? You name someone in professional sports that would do that. You know? I think.
And he felt like the white man needed to be the guy in the spotlight and the hero.
And the crazy part is, look, and you just showed he had a shot at the end of just going into that possession. I do think it was like a last second shot though, but you did have the ball in your hands and you shot a bad air ball or backboard shot, whatever, didn't touch rim. You gotta understand where he's coming from here. Where one, Kukoc is the better shooter.
Right.
You only got a 1.8 seconds left.
Yeah.
So it's not like you got to get up a quick shot. Scotty's not the right person to take that shot.
So here's your chance, Scott. Scott, here's your chance, right?
Yeah.
I'm not drawing up the last shot for you either. I'm sorry, I'm just not. What is he shooting in this game? Let's see what his final field goal percentage was.
Not in that. I'm not. I think if you had 10 seconds on the board, I can see Scottie Pippen being the guy with the ball in his hands to make the play. I can see why he wouldn't with 1.8.
Right. What did he finish with here in this? So Scottie Pippen, 10 of 20, shot 50%, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Usual Scottie stuff. Right? But the collapse in the fourth quarter, I'm sure. I mean,
1 for 5.
Say that again?
Before making that shot, Kukoc was 1 of 5. Like,
True.
like,
True.
I understand why the play was drawn up.
Yeah.
I think the racial thing I think that's just taking advantage of 2021.
I'm not disagreeing with that in the slightest.
Because I think the racial divide in the country has definitely been a thing in the last definitely in the last 5 years for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think this was strictly basketball. Like, I think it's bullshit that he even like brought that up, like to make it like I understand you're trying to sell your book, but I don't know, man.
The ironic part of the whole thing is you can't, in the moment, if you're just looking at it from that situation and on that day, you can look at it and you can put yourself in Scotty's shoes. You can understand his frustration.
Yeah, for sure.
The most ironic part is everything, and I mean everything, that Scottie Pippen has said and done concerning this play since then has made it more damning more negative and made me feel more positive that he never should have gotten the ball in this situation. Right?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
And the worst part is, repeatedly, he's asked, if you had a chance to do it differently, just to be on the court, to be a decoy, would you do it differently? And he's never said, I would do it differently. He always says, I wouldn't change it. There's no way I would change it. I'd do the same thing. What a fucking pussy. What an asshole. To the point where Bill Cartwright, who had been on the team through everything, right, is crying in the locker room afterwards.
Yeah.
And Phil Jackson says to him, Scottie, we are all fucked up that you just did this. You cunt. What is wrong with you? Like,
all right.
Bill Cartwright's 7 feet tall. Imagine a giant just crying like crazy over a man pouting on the sideline.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Because I'm sure that probably made them feel like, because it's not a brother. At that point, you showed selfishness.
Yep.
And that he's your leader at that point.
Yeah.
When you have selfishness and your leader, and it's more about me instead of us, it automatically causes some type of rift, especially in we've talked about this throughout, like, almost all of our legacy breakdowns, all of our any championship talk we talk about. The biggest thing about every champion that wins is chemistry.
Facts.
You never have, unless you have all-time great players, because obviously the Lakers, whatever, the Kobe and Shaq's first three-peat. But for the most part, chemistry matters so much in winning a championship that once that's broken, you just broke it right there. You just you weren't okay with this guy taking the shot.
Yep.
When he was the best person you'd argue to take that shot.
Yeah. The legend Isaiah Thomas once said, the secret of basketball is that it has nothing to do with basketball. And it has everything to do with the external factors surrounding basketball.
Yeah, the intangibles.
Yes.